Okay, so I am gonna rank all of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies that I've seen, which I think is all of them. Uh, yeah, yeah. So last place, I think is the worst, is The Next Generation, without a doubt. It is one of the worst movies I have ever seen. It feels like nobody is trying except for Matthew McConaughey, who's trying too much. And it, like it just it's so dragged out because like the first like 30 minutes is like setting like I'm not going to say setting up because there's basically no setup to this movie. But it's introducing these characters and then killing off half of them, and then for the rest of the movie after 30 minutes it's just this one chick who's like the final girl, and like she's it's just so boring. They disrespect Not only do they disrespect Leatherface in this movie, they disrespect the entire series as a whole because they do it where like, oh yeah, they do it like the original where she's like jumping through the window and Leatherface hangs up one of the people on a meat hook. But it's just so bad that it just spits in the face of the original, pretty much. Yeah. Leatherface, like I said, is just unintimidating. This is my least favorite version of Leatherface. Very pathetic. All he does is scream. Uh, yeah, horrible movie. Horrible movie. Next, I got Leatherface from 2017. It's not like it was well made, but it just was a movie that does not need to happen. You know, it like it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of those series that does not need a prequel going over the origin of Leatherface, because then like that does take away the mysterious aspect of Leatherface as a character. And like like if they just took Leatherface out of it and just made it a movie as it is, like not connected it to Leatherface or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not a lot would change. Like it is so loosely connected to the brand that it's just like what's the point of the movie, you know? So yeah, that's where I put it. Next, I have 3D. 3D. I I I like some of the aspects of it, but like all of it's not very good. Like I don't like how they tried to take make Leatherface an anti-hero. Like that's not who he is as a character. Uh the gore the gore was all right. I feel like the blood was a bit too red, like bright red. So that is like turns on is a turn off for me. The main lead is supposed to be was supposed to be born in the 70s when the original film takes place. And then you skip forward to 2013 and she's like 20. Like it doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, the CGI is not very good. The 3D aspects of it aren't very appealing. Uh, yeah, like it's fine, but yeah. Next, I got. Now we're getting into the territory where it's like they're pretty good, but still, yeah, yeah. Next, I got two. Because I like that they brought in like Drayton Sawyer back, the guy that plays him in the original. But I don't. But like they switched up the tone and made it a dark comedy, which that's not what Texas Chainsaw Massacre should be. It should be like a horror series. Like Like it just so like when you're watching them like as like in order and like release date, it's just such a tonal. There's just a disconnect between tones of the between the first and the second, and then it goes back to horror in the third. And I don't like again, Leatherface. Like in all these bottom movies, they do not do the character justice. In this one, they give him a love interest, which he should not have ever. Like that, he's a cannibal, like a cannibalistic murderous monster. He should not have a love interest. And then I did find it funny that there was a chainsaw battle on a table. That was cool. But yeah, not very appealing. Next, I have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. And when I watched it the first time, I really liked it because it was like after 2, it was like a little bit more of a return to form. But like thinking back on it, the movie's very forgettable. And like Leatherface looked cool, but there was like no almost no gore. I don't think Leatherface even gets a kill with a chainsaw, which is like what's the point of calling this a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie if no one's gonna get killed by a chainsaw? And this movie has no second act, is the thing. Like I wish we got to see more of the Leatherface's family, because that I really like that aspect of these movies, or like these top movies, is that we get to see the family. But like the girl gets like we get introduced to the people, then the girl gets captured, and then so I'm thinking, okay, here's gonna come the second act, and then the army survivalist guy shoots up the family, kills all of them, and then the movie ends. Like it's just very forgettable, very mediocre. Yeah, and then this is where the territory starts getting movies that I like. Next, I have the one with from 2022. The gore is fantastic in this movie. The one of the best scenes is Leatherface going into that bus and just absolutely massacring all the people on it. That was cool. Uh, Leatherface was really cool in this movie. I I'm a bit mixed on the mask because like he puts on the face, but he it does not look like he has anything to tie it back. So every time like he's just like standing there, I'm just feeling like it's gonna slide off his face. Uh, yeah, the kills were awesome. Pretty much going back to the gore thing. I don't like how they brought back Sally because there's no really no point to. It kind of felt like they were trying to do something similar to the 2018 Halloween movie, but the actress for Sally the actress who played Sally in the original had already passed away at that point. And so like it was just very distasteful because she gets chainsawed through the torso and then flung into a pile of garbage. Like that is unbelievably disrespectful. And like I liked the ending a little bit until they just say that, oh yeah, he Leatherface is still alive, and then he just like takes the sister, like rips her out of the car and then chops her head off. Like then what was the point of the movie if he just survives? Like nah. Okay. Number 3, top 3. I'm going with the beginning. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. I really like the vibe of this movie. Like it's like the 2003 remake vibe wise because it's like it's a prequel to that. It has my favorite version of Leatherface. This in the remake. Uh, Sheriff Hoyt, I think his name is fantastic, like almost as scary as Leatherface. I think I prefer him over Drayton. Don't know if that's a hot take, but yeah, this movie's just very good. Like I really like the horror, the gore for this movie is top notch. One of the best movies with, uh, well, I'm not gonna say that. Best one of it's Fantastic Gore. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Um, yeah, but I don't really like I get why they killed off all the people, and so it can make sense and fit in with the story of the remake. But it's just very sad and depressing. And like I don't like it whenever in horror movies the killer just pops up in the backseat of the car and then just like kills them like that. It's like you don't check the back seat, like bruh. Yeah, Uh, I don't. I feel like this movie. I feel like is very underrated. Like people say like, oh yeah, it's not like it's very pointless, but like I think it's way more enjoyable than any of the films I put below it. But yeah, second place. It's very close, very close. Second place, I have the original. I This is a hot take, I think, like because I think like half the people prefer the remake and the other half prefer the original. For the original, I really like the. It's very disturbing because it's like a documentary style movie and like found footage type. Uh, every like the movie like opens up with disturbing imagery and continues to be disturbing as we get more and more into the like Leatherface's home and stuff. And I really like that about the film. Uh, Leatherface is great. Uh, Dinner scene, one of the best scenes in a horror movie. I would say it because like it feels like absolute hell because while they were filming it, that's what it felt like as well. So like it feels really authentic. And yeah, I really like how Leatherface uses noises like he uses a pig noise to draw in Jerry, not Jerry, Kirk uses a pig noise to draw him in before killing him, and like he uses different noises to draw on like Pam and Jerry, and I really like that about the movie. Uh, yeah, this film's just really great. But I have to well, number one, I have to go the remake. Like it takes everything from the original and just makes it better. Like Leatherface, again, this is my favorite version of Leatherface. Like this one in the beginning because it's the same Leatherface. The gore, again, top notch. Uh, I feel like Erin is a better final girl than Sally. She does a really good job, like acting wise. Uh, the scene with the sheriff and what was his name? Well, the scene with sheriff and that one kid with the curly hair in the van with the gun. That scene was so stressful, so perfect. And then right after that, we get like Leatherface coming in, killing Pepper or Piper, one of the two, and just looking back at Erin with her dead boyfriend's face on as a mask. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, the kills are fantastic. Leatherface is creepy. I love how brutal he is. I really like that we get to see him make a skin mask in the movie. Like we don't really get to see that in a lot of these movies or in almost any of these movies, you know? And it's just really cool. I like how in the basement how grimy it is. And like when he chops off that blonde guy's leg, like he sticks him on the meat hook and then just packs it full of salt. It's like, oh. Uh, this is really making me look like a psychopath. But uh, yeah, no, like right now, the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake is my favorite horror movie ever. Uh, I think it's gonna stay that way, but like I haven't really, like I've only seen like the first four Halloween films, but I don't think any of the other ones are gonna like top it. Uh, but yeah, that's my list.